everyone, and welcome to today's practice. We will be using some props today, so I recommend if you have a bolster, some blocks, and a strap, to go ahead and grab those props and bring them alongside the mat. Now, if you don't have anything like this, then don't worry, feel free to get crafty and substitute with whatever you have at home already laying around the house. Anything that's sturdy and block shaped will work in place of a block. For straps, you could always use a belt or anything that you have that's long enough to reach from your hands to your legs. And in place of a bolster, you could use a pillow, a rolled up blanket, a folded towel. Just feel free to get creative and use what you already have. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started creating a little ramp for our bolster at the back of the mat. So our first block will be on the medium height and the second block will be on the lowest height. We'll take our bolster and create a little ramp like so. From here, turn so that the small of your back is facing the short edge of the bolster. Cover yourself up in a blanket if you like. And then we'll start to walk the hands back, allowing the upper body to come down and rest on the bolster. You can find any position for the arms that feel good if you like to rest on your body somewhere or having the arms placed alongside you. If it feels good to extend the legs, send them out long. Or you can always bend the knees and keep the soles of the feet planted down. Just arrive in a position that feels comfortable for you. And as you start to get settled here, take a moment to check in with your breath. Notice how it's flowing through your body. Notice if your breath is moving in a short and shallow cycle. And see if you can start to extend your exhales. Letting them become longer and slower. You might even find your Ujjayi breath. This is a pranayama or breathwork technique that we use. So on your next inhale, take a full deep inhale to fill the lungs. And as you exhale, we'll keep the lips closed together. Find a little constriction at the back of the throat. Making an audible sound on the exhale. It's almost as though you were trying to fog up a window pane with your breath. Let's take 3 more rounds of our Ujjayi breath, psychic or ocean breath. Inhaling to fill the lungs. Exhaling, find the constriction at the back of your throats. Releasing with an audible sound. Twice more just like this. Good. Now as we move through our practice today, I invite you to take a moment now and think of an anchor, something that you can use to bring your mind back whenever it starts to wander. And so for today, your anchor might be your Ujjayi breath. Every time that you notice your mind has started to run away with you, you just come back to your breath. Or perhaps this is challenging for us to stay with the breath, and so we choose something else. You can tap into any one of your senses, perhaps the sensations within your body, the feeling of the clothes on your skin, or the props that support you. You might tap into your hearing, noticing what you can hear in the moment, whether it be the sounds of my voice or any noises happening around you. Really, it doesn't matter what your anchor is, as long as you can use it to come back each time. Know that it's the mind's job to be busy. And for so long, so many of us have just let it have a mind of its own, running from one thought to the next and the next. And so training the mind to be slow and still and calm is often really difficult. But we can use these little techniques to come back. And the more and more that we practice, the easier it becomes. Let's take one more full deep breath here together. And when you're ready, we'll bend into the knees if you haven't already. Planting the soles of the feet down into the mats. We'll take the right ankle to cross over left knee, making a figure 4 variation for the legs. You might even take your right hand to gently press your knee away, just finding some encouragement to open the right hip. Stay here and breathe if this feels like enough of a stretch in your body. However, if you'd like to work a little bit deeper, then simply walk the left foot in a little bit closer to the body. Just breathing into any sensations that come up as you do so. Let's take one more full deep breath here. And uncrossing the right leg. Sending the foot back down. We'll take this on the second side, left ankle to right knee. Flexing the toes back. Your hand might find the need to encourage an opening here. Stay here and breathe if this feels like enough of a stretch in your body. Otherwise, if you'd like to work a little bit deeper, walk the right foot in closer. Notice if this changes the sensation. Let's take one more full deep breath here. And uncross the left leg. Taking the arms next to your sides, planting the elbows and the forearms down as extra support as you walk the feet to either side of the mat. And then dropping the knees off to one side and the other, just finding a gentle windshield wiper for the legs. And using our forearms as support so we don't roll off the sides of the bolster. As you're ready, press into the palms to lift the upper body. Realigning the hips with the bolster and send the legs out long. From here, we're going to bend into the right knee. And we have two options. You can take the toes, pull the heel in towards the hip, and you can take the toes out to the side. They may come off the edge of the mat, in which case you might like to use something soft underneath the feet as an extra little cushion. Or you might roll over the tops of the feet. For me, this feels really intense. It causes some pulling in my knee, so I tend to turn the feet out. So just listening to your body. Then we'll take the hands and place them down next to the hips. This might be enough of a stretch here. If we have really sensitive knees or joints, I encourage you to move very carefully, making sure that we're not crossing into pain at any point. We never want to feel pain within our body. A little bit of discomfort in our stretches is okay, but never pain. So use your breath here to check in, meeting any sensations that come up. And if the body invites you deeper, then we might start to walk the hands back anywhere along the way, maybe pausing here or coming all the way down. Settling into our half saddle pose on this side for 3 breaths. And as you're ready, we'll press into the palms and rise up once more. Swinging the right leg out long. We'll find this on the other side. Drawing the left foot in towards the hip. And we're starting to walk the hands back anywhere along the way that feels right for you. In my body, my left side tends to be a little bit tighter, and so I always work slower into the poses, giving my body more time to settle in. taking the time to be in our bodies in this way gives us a way to connect deeper, to learn where we hold imbalances or tension within our body. For me, I always come back to my practice whenever the world starts to feel a little bit too heavy. Whenever my mind feels too busy or overwhelmed, I always simplify, come back here. Meeting myself on the mat to get into my body, checking in with any sensations that come up, connecting into my breath. One more deep breath on this side. And press into the palms to rise back up to a seat. Extend the legs out long. And then maybe take a little shake or a wiggle for the legs. Perhaps even bending into the knees and dropping the legs off to one side and the other once more. Just finding whatever movement feels intuitive to take as a counter to our stretches. When you're ready, we'll work our way up into Sukhasana, easy seated pose. Taking our props off to the side. For Sukhasana, you might like to cross the legs or pull one heel in towards the body and just stack the other leg in front. Finding yourself in a comfortable seat. If you'd like to support the hips in any way, you can always sit on a blanket or a block. And as we arrive in our Sukhasana, invitation to close the eyes down. We'll draw the shoulders up towards the ears, scrunching the neck. And as we exhale, press the shoulders down and back along the spine. From here, take your fingertips and find the point of your hip bones. Once you've made this connection, just hold the hands here. I want you to drop your awareness into your hands. And on your next inhale, send the heart forward. Open up the chin to the sky. As you exhale, round the spine, draw the chin towards your chest. Now we'll continue to flow with our breath in this way. Inhale, send the heart forward. Exhale to round the spine, chin to chest. And from here, start to notice how your hips move. Notice how as you exhale and round the spine, you roll onto the back of your hips, onto the pockets. And as you inhale, the pelvis rolls forward. Notice how intimately connected the pelvis is with the spine. And we'll be coming back to more on this later, but for now I just want you to rest in this awareness. And from here we might start to make some circles through the hips. Even getting the whole upper body involved if it feels good. Noticing any parts along our rotation that happen to feel a little sticky, maybe a little uncomfortable. And if there's any parts along a rotation that you'd really like to soak in and spend a little bit more time, making sure to take our rotation in the opposite direction now. Noticing what there is to notice and feeling what there is to feel. When you're done playing, we'll come back to center. Releasing the hands, allowing them to fall alongside the body. From here, we'll take the right calf and line it up with the edge of the mat. Step the left foot back behind you. So we're landing in Mrigasana, deer pose. And the idea here is that we have 90-degree angles coming out from the hip to the knee and the foot. But if this feels really uncomfortable in the body, know that you can always draw the heels in any amount towards the body. You can also use a blanket or a block to fit or squeeze in any areas. If you notice that your hips are really off-centered, pulling one way or the other, just filling in any space. From here, on your next inhale, shift your weight back ever so slightly, just so that your shoulders are stacked over top of your hips. And notice what this does to the front knee. If you have really tight hips, it might pull the front knee up. Again, we can place a block as support. I like to say that we use our props as little Legos, filling in any space to bring the ground closer to us. From here, we'll start to walk our hands forward over the front leg. And just pause for a moment. I want you to notice any sensation that comes up in the body. From here, we'll walk our hands over to the left side, placing them in between the legs. Pause and notice. And then take the hands back through center and over to the right side. Pause and notice. Now, if I was to ask you, of the three choices, where does your body want you to be today? And then take that pose, take that variation. And if you're unsure, maybe we flow back and forth between the choices, giving ourselves a little bit more time to decide. Once you've landed in the option that works best for you, reconnecting back to the breath or whatever anchor you've chosen for yourself. See how much you can allow the body to sink into the pose. Anywhere that you feel tightness within the body, see if you can send your exhale to these places. Using our exhales to soften, even if only a little bit at a time. Let's take 3 more deep breaths on this side. Use your 3rd exhale to start to walk the hands back in towards the body, straightening through the spine. From here, draw the right heel in towards the body if you haven't already. Shifting the weight over onto the right hip, we'll swing the left leg around, landing the foot to the outside of the bottom leg. Now notice if you lose the connection between both of your sit bones as you do so. This is a sign from the body to extend the bottom leg out long. So you can land here with the left leg bent, the foot planted, and the right leg extended. Or you can land and stay in your double cross. Again, use your supports, use your props, fill in any spaces as needed. If the foot doesn't touch, you can land on a block. You can roll up a blanket, place it underneath the foot. Whatever works for you here. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, twist the upper body over to the left. You might land your elbow down on the front knee, or just use this as leverage to open the upper body, pressing deeper into your twist. Inhale to come back through center, arms rise. Exhale, upper body twist open to the right. Flow with your breath once more on either side. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, twist. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, twist. Good. Unwind back to center, and from here we'll uncross the left leg and send it out to the side, tucking the right foot into the left thigh. Now, this is where we reach for our strap, whatever you're using in place of one, and tuck it around the left foot. So from here, taking the strap into the left hand, you might choose to use some props to make a little kickstand to land the elbow down onto, or coming all the way down onto the leg. And know that you can bend the knee here as much as necessary. Your leg does not have to be straight. So as always, we meet ourselves where we're at in this moment. So for me, my body requires me to bend my leg a little bit. So I'll start here using my fist to prop up my head as you inhale. Sweep your right arm up and over, reaching in the direction of the extended leg for head to knee pose. Now notice if you're closing off the front of the chest, if your shoulders are rolling forward, see if you can press that right shoulder back in space. Keep the heart center open. Now if this stretch feels good here in the body, then stay here and breathe. Otherwise, option to sweep the right arm behind the back, reaching fingers for your opposite hip. Right shoulder pressing back in space. Or you might even choose to turn the upper body to face the leg, strap coming into either hand, hinging forward from the hips, and then allowing the upper body to fold over the leg any amount. Maybe for you today, this looks like a straight spine and just drawing your chin towards your chest. Maybe we flow in and out of the breath. Inhale to rise and exhale to fold. movement or stillness. It's your choice. Find whatever works for you here. And know that you don't have to go for your deepest expression of the pose right away. Sometimes the body takes a little bit of time to integrate and adjust. Don't be afraid to move slowly. And taking all the time that you need. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here on this side together. And as you're ready, we'll release the strap. And I encourage you to round the spine and very slowly, slower than you would ever move at any other point, rise to a seat, drawing the head and neck up last. Good. Taking the strap off to the side for now, and then draw the left leg back in. We're finding Mringasana deer pose on the other side now, so left calf lines up to the edge of the mat, right foot steps back behind you. Draw the heels into the body as needed, support the body as needed, tucking a blanket or a block underneath the hip if you feel like you're really unbalanced here. Then just as we did before, use your next inhale to shift the weight back just enough so that your shoulders are stacked over your hips. Notice what this does in the body. From here, we'll start to walk the hands to the front of the front leg. Pausing at the center to hold. Then walking the hands over to the right, landing in between the legs. Then passing back through center and over to the left. Start to open up this communication with your body. Where does it need you to be today? And the answer might not be the same as what you took on the first side, so always check in. Find wherever your body wants you to be, and as you land, connect back into your breath. Know that when we take the time to create a little bit more space within our body and mind, it gives us the opportunity to hear the little messages of the body that we often otherwise wouldn't hear. The thinking mind is really busy and loud, and it often overrides the little small whispers of the body. The more and more that you can practice being in this state, finding this place of connection, the easier it is to come back to. And the easier it is to hear the messages off the mat as well. As you're ready, walking the hands back through center. Inhale to rise. Draw the left heel into the body, shifting your weight over to the left hip and swinging the right leg around. Landing the foot down. Again, here choose if you'd like to stay in your double cross or if you'd like to extend the bottom leg out long. Inhale, sweeping the arms up overhead. And exhale, twisting the upper body over to the right. Inhale to rise back through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Flowing with your breath. Once more on each side at your own pace. Good, unwinding back to center. From here, extend the right leg out long to the side. Draw the left heel in towards the thigh. Reaching for your strap once more and hooking it around the right foot. Taking the strap into the right hand, making a little kickstand with your arm as you inhale. Left arm rises. Exhale, send it over. Again, checking in with your shoulders. Notice if you've closed off the heart space. Press your left shoulder back. Alternatively, you might sweep the hand around your back, reaching for the opposite hip. You might turn the upper body to face the leg, taking the strap into either hand, hinging from the hip, and the upper body folds. Movement or stillness, it's your choice. We're here for 3 more breaths. Good. As you're ready, release the strap. Very slowly rounding the spine. Working your way back up to center. From here, extend both legs out long in front of you. Taking a moment to get situated, and then bringing your hands to your hip bones once more. And just as we did in our Sukhasana, or our easy seated pose, on your next inhale, send your heart forward. Open the chin to the sky. As you exhale, round the spine, draw the chin in towards the chest. Check in with your pelvis here. Notice if perhaps you have a little bit less range of motion than what you did the first time. The next pose that we're going to work into is a seated forward fold. And so I want you to have this awareness of the pelvis, because we want our pelvis to be moving in an anterior tilt. So this happens as we inhale, send the heart forward. From here, we might not have that much range of motion to keep the pelvis moving forward. So if this is the case for you, it might require you to bend the knees. Sends the pelvis forward. So play with this. Notice if it makes a difference. Exhale, round, draw the chin in towards the chest. Notice how you rock back. Inhale, bend the knees. See how much farther you can move here. If we have really tight hips or hamstrings, then this is likely the case. once you feel like you kind of understand what I'm trying to get at here, we'll send the heart forward, whether you bend the knees to get there or not. And then reaching for the strap and taking it around both feet this time. And so I want the priority today to be in the pelvis, finding this anterior tilt or the rock forward of the pelvis. So maybe today that means we prioritize the pelvis and keep the spine tall and long. This is feeling okay in your body, then we might start to hinge from the hips, bringing the belly in the direction of the thighs. Keep the spine long. And when the body invites you to deepen, you might start to walk your hands farther down the strap, allowing the upper body to get heavy, drawing the chin in towards the chest. And just as we did in our head to knee pose, you might flow in and out of the pose with your breath. You might land in the pose and just hold. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here together. Releasing the strap, rounding through the spine, walking the hands back in towards the sit bones, rising up to a seat. From here, take any movements that feel nice as a counter. You might take your hands, bring them alongside the hips, leaning the weight back and just allowing the body a moment of rest. You might shake out the legs if that feels good for you. When you're ready, we'll take all props off to the side and start to work our way down onto our backs for our final Shavasana. If you like to have any props with you for your final Shavasana, perhaps a bolster placed underneath the knees, this can be a really nice option. If you like to wrap yourself up in a blanket, take what you need and then start to work your way down onto your back. Allowing the body to get heavy. going to I'm going to read a little passage from Journey to the Heart. Listen to the voice of your heart. Cultivate the art of listening to your intuition, your inner voice. This is the guidance of your heart. It's a voice that speaks differently from the one in your head. The heart whispers softly, the head prattles loudly. The head has an agenda for our lives. It chatters away boldly, but its vision is limited. It leaves no room for the mysterious workings of the universe, nor does it take into account the side trips we need to get where we're going, where our souls need to go. It's the voice that says, this is the way it's going to be. The heart, the inner voice, speaks differently. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it pulls, sometimes it pushes. It's spontaneous in the present moment and often a surprise. The heart takes into account what has to be done and the best way to do that. The heart takes emotions into account, the way things feel, the way you feel, and the wisdom of your soul. The heart leads us into and through the lessons we're here to learn. So cultivate your inner voice. Practice listening to the whispers of your heart. Practice trusting your intuition, what you really feel and what you really know. Practice until that voice is the one that you hear. Be patient, be gentle. Let yourself learn to hear the gentle and trustworthy words of your heart. You're welcome to close your practice exactly as you are on your back. If there's a specific way that you like to close your practice, I invite you to take that now. As always, it's most important to close in a way that feels authentic to you. But for my part, I would invite you to place both hands on your body, making a connection somewhere. Notice the rise and fall of your breath as it rises to meet your hands and drops away. Take this moment to send a little gratitude to your body. Take this moment to give thanks and honor for its messages. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope to see you again soon.